My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Let's go to the next tweet. All right, so now we are into the UK. I think I spent too much time on that. 17 minutes. Oh my god. Okay, next tweet. Okay, so there's that. I retweet my comment on this. So the thing says, it will give a strong impression that crimes pays. At Matthew Wright cannot defend Sadiq Khan's suggestion that prisoners should jump the housing queue to avoid reoffending. Okay, so let's listen to it before I read my...
I can defend, mostly I think I can defend, lopping time off a sentence to free up prison space. Even letting criminals, some categories at least, start their sentence at home on a tag.
What?
I can make a case for those. I can make a case for not jailing women. But I am going to struggle. I am going to struggle to defend allowing ex-cons fresh out of prison to jump the housing queue for one very, very simple reason, and that is, in my opinion, it would give the impression, a very strong impression, certainly to Generation Z, that crime pays. And that cannot be a good thing. Why would anyone work a job on minimum wage, several jobs on minimum wage, save your pennies year after year in the vain hope that one day you might have saved enough for a deposit to rent somewhere, let alone buy a house, when you could, in theory, mug a granny, get 18 months and a flat of your own? No, I cannot defend that.
Without even listening to him, and that's what the same way that I see here. This jumps to me like, go commit crime to get a house. 1 + 1 = 200 for some people. There have been many models around the world of turning criminals into taxpayer citizens. Why don't the UK find one and implement it, adjust part to fit UK's needs? Here's one. And that will be my next tweet, by the way. Alright. Yeah, let's go into that. This is my next tweet. Is this. When Kamala Harris was the DA of San Francisco, she created a program called Back on Track to allow first-time offenders to avoid jail time and expunge their records. Critics called her program Back on Track and said she's supposed to be locking people up, not letting them out. We're gonna go into that. This one is 4 minutes and 44 seconds. With the last video, it seems like the UK, when it's time to really tackle the issue, it's like you have your hopes so high, and when you get to it, it's like, you just let a sigh of disbelief out. This is the time where they should look into all these people who's making money off of those properties, and then they're buying them up. I'm assuming this is what's happening, which prevent people from being able to buy their own. You have like, I remember reading one tweet. Is it Godfather to, what's this kid? William's firstborn. Godfather, the tweet said he owned half of the UK. I'm assuming property through his father, and the father's title shifted to him once the father died, and all of that. Does one person need all of that? And with all, you know what, let me not go into it. Let's get back to this. All right, so when the UK needs to tackle the thing properly, to make sure to invest on the people, they refuse. Instead, they keep on giving their rich buddies more money. All right, so back to this. Let's listen to this. It's 4 minutes and 44 seconds.
It is a sobering statistic. 60 to 70% of criminals sent to California state prisons will reoffend within 3 years of their release. That puts California at the top of the country's recidivism rate. In tonight's Focus on Solutions report, how San Francisco's DA is tackling that public safety issue with the concept of reentry by helping get the lives of first-time drug offenders back on track.
Thank you for calling Goodwill. Therese speaking.
Therese Richmond has a busy day ahead of her.
Yes, ma'am. It's going to be between the hours of 12:30 and 4 today.
As a customer service representative at Goodwill Industries of San Francisco, she handles more than 100 calls a day.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
And she schedules pickups and helps drivers with routes and directions.
Well, I did talk to Joan today, and she had...
It's a demanding workload this 24-year-old carries out happily, given that the alternative had her locked up and facing a lifetime of crime.
I was living from room to room with my son, so I was like needing to get some money. So when I had got into selling drugs, it was like fast money all the time for me. So when I got caught that day that I got caught, oh my God, I was scared.
Scared and facing a felony conviction for selling cocaine. But the single mother caught a break when she was diverted to Back on Track, a reentry program that diverts young, nonviolent, first-time drug offenders from prison back into productive life.
We charge them for committing a crime. They go to a courtroom and plead guilty.
This is DA Kamala Harris back then. And I remember talking about this particular program she created in one of my videos prior, where the people around her, like making fun of her, like this is not gonna work. All right, so let's continue. And this is what I mean by from that response. You know, there's so many other programs around the world, okay, that is working for their respective places. So the UK can look at any of them and implement one or many of them in their areas and remove or cater it or adjust it to their liking, I guess, what will work for them. All right, so this is one of them, Back on Track. Let's listen.
Because they did commit a crime, and this is about accountability. There's no fiction here. It's about, yeah, you did commit a crime, accept it, own up to it, and then let's talk about what we can do to change the circumstances going forward. And it's about success.
So, another word, you do the crime. Okay? It's a fact. You did the crime. Now, we're going to punish you for the crime. Now, after your punishment is over, let's look at how your future could be better so you don't come back here again. All right, so that's what that means. And there's some Republican. I will never forget this. I don't remember the name of this person. A judge, I guess there's a for-profit jail, and this particular judge was somewhat, I guess, helping those for-profit jails of getting people into the jails. So this kid, I don't know, a minor offenses, this kid did, and they made a simple arrest into a huge thing where the kid commit suicide, and the mother was so upset. You could understand that it wasn't fair the way that they were treating the child. It was a white kid, by the way. I don't know what happened to the judge. Did they remove him? But that for-profit jail kind of thing needs to stop. Which state have for-profit jails? That's the question. Okay, my question to Google is, which states in the USA has a for-profit jail? There they are here. All right, Alaska, Arizona, Florida, Hawaii, New Mexico, Tennessee, majority of them are Republican states. Okay, Hawaii, it's 50-50, but they usually vote Democrats, but majority of these are Republican states. Right, the other states that use private prison include Alabama, okay, Colorado, Georgia, Idaho, Illinois. Oh, I'm surprised. Illinois and Indiana. Private prisons are run by private companies. That's the problem. That contract with governments to house prisoners. The companies are paid a monthly or per diem rate for each. This is the problem. For each prisoners or for each available place, regardless of whether it's occupied. Wow. Some states like California, Nevada, and Illinois have passed or expanded laws to ban, that's the thing, to ban private prison. Other states like Colorado and Minnesota plan to follow suit. All right, this is where the problem is. Sometimes the police instigate people who's doing peaceful stuff. Okay, and then to have those people to react so they could arrest them, and then they go into those things, to those for-profit prisons. Okay, Alaska, Arizona, Hawaii, New Mexico, and Tennessee rely considerably on private prison for housing sentenced people, and these states between 20% and 39% of the prison population resides in for-profit prison. You see, this needs to go. This needs to go. Alright, so this is where the problem is in America. For-profit prisons. Yes, if the people commit a crime, yes, you have to be punished for it. And then they sentence you whatever the city or state can afford, instead of paying these for-profit people, for-profit prisons. Do it themselves and then create programs to prevent these people from coming back again. You know, people with low crime, you know, create program for them for not coming back in the system, because, you know, that will help save the city money. I mean, this is the thing, when people are not paying attention. All these laws were passing under our noses while they distract us with stupid things, and then they're passing these laws like that. When do you think, when is going to be your turn? You could be minding your own business just for the fact that they know, they could sense in certain areas who could afford certain things. You don't have a public, you can't pay for a defender, a lawyer. So they will go and disturb the peace in those areas, those neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods. Those police know, they work hand in hand with those people who own those private prisons. All right, so that's that. So I'm back to this again. These are questions that popped up in mind as I'm listening to this. If I don't stop and say it at the time, it will go. I can't just keep them up until the end. By the time the end of the video, I'm not gonna feel what I'm saying right now. So let's continue.
Accept it, own up to it, and then let's talk about what we can do to change the circumstances going forward. And it's about success, and it's about accountability, not criminality.
The brainchild of San Francisco District Attorney Kamala Harris, Back on Track tackles what Harris calls the root of low-level drug crimes: education, poor work skills, and a lack of community commitment. The public-private partnership with Goodwill and a network of local banks, colleges, and businesses transforms lives by giving participants the life skills needed to make it crime-free.
The other thing that popped up in mind here, I hate to say that, you could, you know, let me not go it so I don't raise any issues with that. The amount of time that's spent after hours on her job to work with other people with different, you know, skills, different companies, to help her ideas come to that, it takes a lot of time. And this is why she said her client has always been the people. Yes, you did something wrong. We're going to arrest you. We're going to prosecute you. But guess what? Once you finish do your time, you understand why you were in jail, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you get back on track so you don't come back here again. That's a lot of time to work with different companies, different people with different skills, different businesses, different of everything, to help these people to not get back in jail again. All right. There's one thing I was thinking, but I decided not to bring it up.
Everyone in Back on Track is either full-time in school, full-time employed, or a combination. And what they're required to do is to meet all of the steps that we create to allow them to be productive and, you know, therefore decrease the likelihood of them reoffending.
That means monthly training meetings on healthcare, finances, parenting, and above all, personal responsibility.
And as I'm looking at this video, she's involved. She's in there too. 238, that's the marking point. Where did I see her? Like right here. That's Kamala right there in one of those programs, to check on it, to see if what she set up is working, to make sure to talk to the people. Wow. She's involved. All right, so let's continue.
And above all, personal responsibility.
We fundamentally believe
in this notion of a shared responsibility. We fundamentally believe that work can be transformative, okay? Work can be transformative, as is community service. So that's essential to Back on Track, is this notion of get them in a work-based experience, highly structured with a lot of support, and also get them back in the community, giving back. Deborah Alvarez Rodriguez, president and CEO of Goodwill, works closely with business leaders to place Back on Track participants with good-paying full-time jobs. Opportunities, she says, keep offenders on the straight and narrow.
Both the DA's office and Goodwill are adamant that Back on Track is not a social program, but rather a crime prevention program. They say that investing in re-entry is both being smart on crime and also fiscally efficient, and they point to the numbers.
Wow.
Prosecuting a felony costs $10,000. Housing an inmate in the county jail, another $35,000 a year.
And this is where the for-profit jails, come into play. They probably say, those greedy people, we want that money. Okay, housing them, we want that money. So therefore, we're going to criminalize as many people as we can so we could get that money from the city. People need to pay attention. Voting is very important, not just for president. All those little positions, counties, states, and, national level, they all are important. So when people are running in your neighborhood for certain position, it matters. Because this is confined into small neighborhoods where the poor are in, and then they send those police over there to instigate. That's one of the words I was searching for earlier. Instigate those people. Yeah, there could be some crime committing. Nobody's perfect. But majority of the time, many of those policies instigating stuff. Instigate to have the people react, and then from the reaction they arrest them. And then one of the things I realized with many police, with their body cam, even though the person is not resisting arrest, they're saying it out loud, stop resisting arrest. So when things goes to court, they could hear the police saying stop resisting arrest. Meanwhile, the person is not resisting. And then they're having you either on the ground, pin you against whatever, either the floor or the wall or the car, you name it. You can even speak to say, I'm not resisting arrest. Alright? So those police are part of the problem as well. Let's continue. So it takes $35,000 per year to housing an inmate. I mean, that's a good chunk of money those people are getting. All right, let's continue.
But the cost of Back on Track, just $5,000 per participant.
$5,000 out of 35 to prevent the person from going back in jail. My goodness, or prison. Let's listen.
And you've completed your community service, I understand.
Regular appearances before a judge remind participants that a jail sentence is just an infraction away. And success? Dependent on 12 months of hard work and at least 120 hours of community service.
Part of it is a re-socialization of these kids who feel they're outcasts, that they don't have a place in society. And it's just so satisfying when they graduate and you see them go away, and at least the last image you have of them is they are back on track.
If it wasn't for the program, I probably would have been still selling drugs and getting in trouble with the law.
Now, when Tariq completes the program, her conviction will be wiped away. More than 49 people have graduated so far, and the likelihood of reoffense reduced from 50% to under 10% for Back on Track participants. Now, if you want more information, go to abc7news.com and look under Focus on Solutions.
All right, so that's that. Let's see here. Let's pause. Her reuniting with one of the graduates years later. Let's see here. It's 33 seconds.
All grown.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
From the little boy that you gave a second chance to
I
now.
know that. Oh my goodness. Look at you. Look the same.
Yeah, ain't nothing changed.
You remember when I would tell you that at graduation that with your success I'm going to be talking about everywhere,
Exactly.
and that you being successful is going to impact people you'll never meet.
Yep.
Right? But I'll tell their story, and that'll be the reason that they get to have those kinds of programs.
I'm hearing from everybody I met today. About that, I'm glad.
I'm so proud of you.
Wow.
All grown.
Wow. This is very inspiring. Oh, there's more. Let's see here. This was also part of the Back on Track. Okay, 49 seconds.
Around 2009, Kamala sat down with a group of us and said, you know, there's all these young people in these prisons, many of them for small things, but they just never stood a chance in life. And we're trying to get a program to get more of them released. And when they do get released, we need to find jobs for them so they can not go back into the life they were living, or give them an opportunity so they understand that they can make it in life. You know, we have found this re-entry program at the minute, we have around 64,000 apprentices. 1 in 5 is a part of the re-entry program. That's around 15,000. Kamala was on the ground floor of that.
Wow.
Around 2009.
Okay. Oops, let's
Kamala-
pause it. Let's see if there's anything. Kamala Harris and Back on Track initiative. Okay, so if it's on YouTube, I don't. Okay, so these are the other ones that we just saw here. Okay, so that's that. It's a good thing. Yeah, you did the crime. She's gonna punish you, but she wants better for you once you know, do your time and things like that. Okay, Back on Track. I think that's the video here, and I said I was gonna. Let's see. Yeah, I just went over that. Endorsement. Okay, so now we are into other topic. Oh my God, 38 minutes already. Alright, so there's that here. This is perfect and powerful. Lawrence O'Donnell react to Taylor Swift's Kamala Harris endorsement. So I think I shared this already from another video where I think I made reference to it and I had to go and look for it and share it with you. So I have it in here. Alright, so let's listen. 1 minute and 21 seconds. Screenshots.
This is someone who crosses it all. This is, I think, the most important celebrity endorsement we've ever seen in a presidential campaign, especially because it is so close and it can make that kind of difference. The Harris for President campaign now has the 2 most perfectly timed and most important endorsements of this campaign. Joe Biden's 27-minute timed endorsement after he said, I'm not the candidate. Perfect timing. It just put a rocket on her to the nomination. This, about 27 minutes after the end of the debate. And it's so important, I think, to the people who are going to be consuming that Taylor Swift endorsement, including those fathers of 8-year-old girls. And that she said, I watched the debate.
Yes.
I didn't decide this yesterday. This is a new candidate. It's a new candidate for all of us. And so I watched a more than 90-minute debate. I watched this candidate against the other candidate, and I thought about it, and here I am. And here's my endorsement. The timing on it is absolutely exquisite. The wording of it is flawless and perfect, right down to the cat lady stuff. It is, for someone who's never been impressed by a celebrity endorsement, this is perfect and powerful.
Okay, so this is one of the 2 people I love watching on MSNBC, him and Rachel Maddow. There she is here, always on fact. And for him, a while back, about I think I would say maybe 10 or 14 years ago, I was watching his show. One of the things that he said, one of the most important things for a president when you vote for president is to consider, I'm paraphrasing, not exact word, is to consider the Supreme Court, because it is the highest court of the land, and it's only the president who could suggest, who could nominate someone for that position. So we need to pay very close attention who we vote for as president. All right, the Supreme Court is very important. And then we see what happened. Trump, of all people, 3, oh my God, 3 Supreme Court. And you see what happened. When Roe versus Wade was overturned, I have a video on that. I think it's for my members on. I said something, as much as we don't like it, because we were in despair during Trump's presidency. It was heartbreaking after heartbreaking, even though it was during, Biden's administration when Roe versus Wade overturned, but it was due to Trump's Supreme Court justices that made the Roe versus Wade overturn. But when that happened, I was very upset. But on the flip side of it, and I said, you know what? As bad as it is, but it's a good thing. Why? Because there were so many Americans that were sleeping. They were not paying attention to a lot of things. Many of them were still cheering for Trump, who's literally speeding on our own values, Constitution, our flag, even though he's hugging the flag, but he is disrespecting it. So many people were blind to see it. And I was like, you know what? If we already in that tank of, we're going downward, and then we're moving it, as upset as I was, and I said, maybe it's a good thing. That will wake up some people, because now it's going to affect them personally. Because when something happened to one, most likely it will happen to another. It's not like everybody built differently. Oh, you're going to have special protection if a bomb hit you here and you're going to be protected. If a plane is going down, majority of the time, everyone in the plane is going to die. So if they struck down the Roe, not if they did, they struck down Roe versus Wade, maybe some white women who usually vote against their best interest, that will open their eyes.
Dear white women, what the is your purpose, huh? What the is your purpose, huh? What the is your purpose? Other than ruining the casserole, what the is your purpose other than voting against your better interest? What the is your purpose other than running the coals with expired coals cash, knowing damn well that shit been expired since 2010? Talk about, I want to speak to your manager. I want to buy something for my Timothy. It should still be good. It seems like every year white women just keep getting worse. Aren't they getting worse? If you look at the electorate, white women continue to vote for Republicans. Every year it keeps going up. It keeps going up. So my question is, why the fuck should we trust a lily white? White women can't be trusted. Well, no, Kenny, don't be so mean to them. You know, white suburban women are going to get it together. No, you're not. If you ain't got it together then, you ain't going to get it together now. Y'all didn't even vote for your own white sister Hillary. Why the fuck do we trust white women? And the thing that's really pissing me off is we continue to coddle these white women while we keep shitting on black women. We keep shitting on black voters. But we always put all this stock into white women that are never going to fucking show up for us. That's continue to vote against their own better interests. Because why the and this is the other shit that pisses me off. Well, shouldn't we blame white men just as much as we blame white women? Maybe. But here's the bullshit that I have a problem with that is, I understand why white men are voting. Because white men are voting for their own better interests, which is keeping power, patriarchy. It makes sense. But why the do a white woman think that she even has a say? If she's constantly voting for a white man who's telling her that you don't have agency over your own body. And the reason why y'all don't want to teach critical race theory is not about what's going on in the past, it's what's going on in the present. The thing that's confusing me is how the can you hide what's in plain sight? We see your lily white racist through the winner. Hi, I'm Carolyn, and I want you blackies to know that niggers in this neighborhood have curfew. Okay, so when the street lights come on, make sure you're in your home, because if you're hanging, you will be swinging. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck. The real reason why these white people don't want their kids to learn about critical race theory is because they don't want their kids to grow up knowing that their parents are monsters. Every day, you guys wake up early in the morning, look yourself in the mirror, and you know you ain't shit. You know you're a racist piece of shit. And you don't want your kids to know that you're a monster. And the difference between me and these other niggas is, guess what? I don't give a shit about telling you.
That will open their eyes. That's what the flip side of it that I got. That sort of gave me a somewhat of a relief. And I said, maybe that's what we needed to open their eyes. And we're not in November 5th yet. We don't know how they're going to vote. Anything could happen any moment. People could easily switch in an instant. Let's just hope they vote the right way. And then we could, re-implement Roe versus Wade and make it stronger. So whatever loophole that was there with Roe versus Wade, we could implement it again and then make it stronger. Voting right, make it stronger, implement it, and then get rid of the electoral college, because it's through that many Republicans are taking down the country. They know how to manipulate it. Okay, so that's that, and there's this. I think I went over it already, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet, and I believe I have a video of Taylor Swift at the VMA. So screenshot. I'm sorry, I cannot show videos of other people. YouTube really takes me on that. So it's not the Taylor Swift yet. Other people talking about it. Okay, JD Vance weigh in on Taylor Swift. Have they considered just not letting this man speak? All right, 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Screenshot.
So JD Vance was on Fox News, and they asked him how he felt about the fact that Taylor Swift announced she would be supporting Kamala Harris. Of course, they asked him this for a multitude of reasons, but not the least of which is when she posted that, she signed off the post with childless cat lady, which of course is a reference to something that JD Vance said. So he knows this question is coming. The campaign knows it's coming. Certainly they prepared him. Certainly they got him ready for this, which is a very succinct answer. Well, if he did prepare, they didn't think it through. Because he basically said her endorsement of Kamala Harris doesn't carry much weight because her wealth and high-profile status make her out of touch with the average voter. Fox News.
But what is Trump though? Isn't Trump claimed to be one of the richest? Is he related to some of, well, his MAGAs don't care anyway, but let's listen.
His appearance Wednesday, Donald Trump's VP Pics said despite her star power, folks aren't going to be influenced by the views of a billionaire celeb who he says does not experience the everyday struggles of most Americans. JD Vance, congratulations. You just described your running mate. This is the average American? He's in touch with the average American? This gaudy gold monstrosity that he calls a home?
Oh my God.
Oh, maybe this is just one place. Maybe this is just one room. Nope, no, it's him. Nothing about this screams average American in any way, shape, or form. The crazy thing to me is this should have been a softball question that isn't that difficult to answer. JD Vance, how do you feel about the fact that Taylor Swift says she's voting for Kamala Harris? Answer should go something like, well, it's good that she's participating in our political system, getting out there and voting, but despite her fame and notoriety, she is but one vote. And I think a lot of the American people hear Donald Trump and blah, blah, blah. Easy. But no, he had to bring up like, she's rich and out of touch and da-da-da, and basically describe his running mates. Meanwhile, Donald Trump's out here saying like, maybe she'll lose fans for her political support. Okay, she has like 283 million followers on Instagram. And by the way, the link that she put up, which she made it clear, like, you should vote, and you should vote for who you want to vote
That's
for.
right.
She didn't try and sway anyone.
That's right.
She put up a link saying, like, make sure you're registered. And since putting up that link, she's had over 350,000 people register to vote through her link. You guys are just mad that a woman was like, I don't like you. And it gets under your skin, clearly. And that, hate to beat a dead horse, is weird.
That's what I like with Taylor Swift. She used her platform for good. The other thing as well, as I was listening to him, as I hate to say this, as bad as it is that they choose Trump, I mean, we are one vote away for, one election away of getting him implemented and pretty much tanked the country. Tanked it, all right? Is that the Republicans have been at it for years, chopping down democracy a little bit at a time, Just when they were about to go full-blown crazy on the country, this is who they choose. As much as we hate it, I'm sort of, I guess, okay that they choose Trump because people are seeing his stupidity. Because the Republicans don't care who they have in office, as long the person they put in office do what they want him to do. They don't care who's in office, whether it's Trump or whatever, but Trump cannot control his mouth. So this is why I'm like, I'm kind of okay they got him, but this is not to say that I want him to win, because the Republican, they don't care who they have. They really don't care who they have. As long the deal is made in the back door, they will help and protect them, similar to the royal family. You make a deal with the devil, hey, they will write nice thing about you on the paper and they'll protect you. So it's almost like the Trump thing too. No matter what he does, they'll protect them or whatever, but it's up to the people to actually fight back. Okay, so Trump's stupidity and keeps on open his mouth and put his foot in his mouth, I guess help people see what was going on or what is going on with the country in a way. And the other thing is, on his first term, where he duped the country, where he's not gonna run as a different conventional type of politician, where he has his own money, nobody needs to fund him, so he is this special type of politician. So he duped the country. He duped some of the MAGAs. I mean, not some of the MAGAs. He duped the MAGAs. He duped the people. Some people saw through it and then vote for him. But he got all these people on his side. And then this is what he did with it. You know? And people are going full blown on it. But when you look at, for instance, in comparison to Trump, Zelensky, who was literally an actor, okay, who had played a president as one of his role, and look how he's defending his country. You guys should look more into it. Let me not go full blown on that one. Are there any comments? Yeah, there are comments. Let's leave that alone. Let's go to the next tweet. All right. Oh my God, it's already 6:38. I have 3 more tweets. Majority of them are videos. All my videos are gonna be screenshots. Okay. This woman speaks for me. Okay, 59 seconds. Let's listen.
It is so insane to me where people are like, I just don't think she's fit for the role. Like, she could not be more fit. She's literally served in all 3 branches of government, and she's our vice president. You guys, when is November gonna be here so that we can just move on? She's clearly the only one who's qualified. Donald Trump was a reality show host and failed business person, con artist. Like, we are responsible for hiring the highest level position in our country. And if you look at their resumes or just their character, her resume beats him all day long. I don't get it. I don't get the argument.
Okay, so that's that. Let me see some of the comment. When people said things like, I'm not sure if she's qualified, I either don't interact or don't take them seriously anymore, because anyone with an ounce of honesty knows that statement isn't true. The right wing is just trolling you with those comments. The response is to troll. Let's see here. The right, okay, is to troll them back and put them in their fucking place. Yeah, remember a who we chose over Hillary. Like this lady said, reality TV host. Okay, she sucks at her job. She failed miserably as borders are. She had to pretend she was never in charge of anything. Well, let's just say the Republican listened to Donald Trump and killed the bill. A bill that was co-founded by both Republican and Democrat, and then Trump decided to influence the people who were elected to represent the people, but instead listen to Trump. So it's not her fault that people don't want to work for the people. All right, so she can't. This is not a dictatorship. All right. Alright, so let's see. After this, that's it. She's extremely confident, intelligent, qualified, and charismatic. Is the alliance with establishment conservative, lack of defined policy, and failure to address progressive policy in any meaningful way where I have concern. The thing is that with the Republican, it's the same mindset when you look in the UK. Alright, they just want things for them. Me. How can I enrich my portfolio a little bit more? Just me. Instead of thinking of everyone as a whole, where things could be somewhat a level playing field. They don't want that. Okay, preach. You are wrong. Okay. Kamala Harris. Okay, these are the people, how do you call this? The trolls. If you don't see what you're seeing, I mean, we've had a taste of Trump presidency before. Millions of Americans die. COVID. President Obama left a blueprint for him. If a pandemic were to ever come, how to deal with it. He ignored it and allowed Americans to die. This I cannot understand. All right, let me read this and then that's it. It's easy. I used to be on the left, but liberalism is under attack by post-liberal, aka the woke left and woke right, seeing how Kamala is puppet of the machine. Well, hates Trump while he may have character flaws. A vote for him is a vote for breaking. Okay. Well, with all those millions of people who die from COVID and telling people to drink certain things, I'm like, okay. You know, these are probably some of the truths. When I come across them, let's just block them. If you can have common sense. This woman is me. Vote blue. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. 2 more videos. Alright, so this I posted on my community board. Drop a blue heart for president. Alright. I am a White House photographer. I took this photo in 2022 and titled it Past, Present, and Future. Next year, I'll retitle it to 3 Presidents. Pt2, photographer. That's him here. There was something I was thinking about it when I put it on my list. Oh, the thing is that what's really important when we are voting, especially for president, not only for, how do you call this, for domestic, we have to think of the Supreme Court, but also internationally. Internationally, in the term of how we interact with other world leaders. There is, well, 2 wars that's going on. I know many people's gonna say things about the Middle East and all of that. You could see, I mean, if you're paying attention, you could see the Middle East part of the war with Israel. It's the same group of the GOP. When President Biden, when they were trying to fund Ukraine and all of that, the GOP said we need to fund Israel, when Israel don't really need to be funded. Okay, otherwise they were not going to fund Ukraine. With that aside, with the Middle East, when we're thinking about, and I always say the Palestinians have sacrificed their lives for us. Okay, but there is a bigger thing that's going on. What is going on with Europe, with Ukraine and Russia? This is a war that Ukraine is taking care of for us. We don't need to send our men, okay, men and women, to fight Russia. Ukraine is taking care of that for us, and they're doing it brilliantly. As far as I'm concerned right now, Russia does not have an army. Okay, and this is why also, when we cannot be a dictator. Dictator thinks they know everything. If Trump get in power, I mean, we're just gonna go down south. We better vote properly so we don't lose the lead that we are in right now, because Russia is pretty much revealed itself. It pretty much stripped naked right now. They do not have an army. All of the people they have trained for years for battle and everything like that, they're all dead. What they have now are just a lot of equipment. All they know is throw bombs. They did not have a structure or how to proceed the way they were moving with invading Ukraine. But what Ukraine is doing strategically, attacking key points, and at the same time revealing how weak Russia is. Now, Russia is claiming they have nuclear thing, nuclear that. So does other countries do. So Russia, Putin had pretty much cornered himself. I don't think he could leave the country. But if his people come for him, he's done. But what Ukraine have done is taking care of Russia for us. And that strong, masculine, him on a horse, showing how strong it is. This is just performative. The same thing that was the other thing Bojo's sister was saying, entertainment. He entertained the people how strong he is, but he never proved himself. Now that he went and invade Ukraine, where he was supposed to protect his people, meanwhile, his full focus was on invading and not protect his own land. Now, Ukraine is at his doorstep. Some people have died. Russian civilians that have nothing to do with the war have died. And Russian territory. So we cannot have somebody one person to take care of that. One thing that he is very masterful at, which is Putin, is espionage. How to frame people, to get people to do his things for him. This is what he's good at. And he should have remained in that and let someone else run the country who is more manageable and knowledgeable of other things. People, he's not good at everything else. He wants full control of things. He should have just remained and just perform, pretend how strong he is, but don't go and invade Ukraine. Because the world had shown him respect in terms of trying to keep the peace. But by doing that, he just revealed himself. Now that Ukraine is fighting back, it pretty much stripped Russia naked, and we realize the rest of the world know how weak they are. I don't even think China will take him as serious as they are. They will stand by him for the sake of geopolitical things, but China is not taking him as serious as at first they thought. Now that Ukraine, who don't even have a navy, pretty much destroy Russia. But that's that. All right. So we need to think very strategically, like Kamala had said to to Trump. All right. The reason why he will things, I forgot how she put it, is that Trump will just give up. Okay, we don't give up. We fight. When we fight, we win. Alright, so that's that. Let's go to the next one. There's more comment, but I need to finish. That's another video. Okay, what is that? This is about Beyonce. I didn't listen to this, but couple things that popped up regarding Beyonce. One, she was not nominated at the Country Music Award, and some people saying that good, because it's better to not nominate her, and instead of nominate her and not giving her the award, because they would have gotten views. I don't know when the award ceremony is gonna take place and when it's gonna be televised and showed on TV, but they're not gonna get the views that they hope for. They wish they had if they had nominated her. But that's a different story. I didn't even bother put that on my list, but that was something that was being discussed on Twitter. Alright, so let's go to the tweet here. People need to let this woman rest. Okay, Jason Lee says Beyonce is not a brand and feels she needs to get rid of long-time PR. Yvette Noel's Sure plus more. Take a look. Okay, so I don't know. I didn't listen to it. Alright, so there's a comment under this. I think I understand what he's trying to say. Okay, I do too, but the expectation of successful women compared to men is too much. Let's see here. There's a small discussion going on regarding that, and then I'll go into this and listen to the video. Okay, he is speaking on expectation of the business and not the woman, at least that's how I see it. Okay, I got it, but I still feel that a lot more scrutiny is placed on women despite the fact that they are already doing well. Beyonce can afford to take risks. I get the criticism, but I don't see the same scrutiny being applied to her male peers. Okay, so that's that. Let's listen to it. Let's see what this is all about. Oh, my. It's almost 4 minutes. 3 minutes and 52 seconds. There will be screenshots, okay? Let's listen.
Thought about this morning before I even knew I was going to talk about this today, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't even really know how to explain how I'm going to say what I'm going to say, because I still love her. I'm just not in love with her like I used to be.
Okay.
That's the nicest way I can say it, only because I'm annoyed by how fake she comes off. Her brand, not her. I don't think Beyonce is fake. Just like I don't think Kamala Harris is a bad person, but sometimes your team can make you move in a way that does not translate well. And as I become deeper into both the culture, pop culture, celebrity culture, this and that, and have looked at the whole world, I kind of have a better sense on what's real and authentic and true and what's kind of manufactured. Does this make sense so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Beyonce is hands down one of the best singer performers ever, not just of this generation, of any time, of all times. And I love her. And I traveled all over their shows. You don't know I spent $40,000 buying tickets to go see this girl. I love her. But y'all got out here selling whiskey now, hair care products, a perfume that she did one post about and none of us have talked about. That perfume has come and gone. I don't know if it smells like Raid or if it smells like Killian or what it smells like, because Do you have the perfume? Have you bought the perfume? Have you bought Fenty?
Yes.
Have you bought Fenty? I'm wearing Fenty.
Yes, sir.
I'm just saying, it's like, you know what I'm saying so far? Like, Beyonce is a singer, performer. She is not a brand. And more recently, because they're treating her brand like a flea market, like you can go there and find everything now. It's like, what am I doing? House of Darion, you want me to buy clothes named after your grandma? Hair care line where you're putting it on wigs. Then it's whiskey. We didn't even know you drank. We know you should drink champagne, but whiskey? Anyway, so that's how I'm feeling. I want Beyonce to be the queen mother of music. Like, that is what she did. You just can't sell nothing else. When Kanye left Adidas, they took your line, Ivy Park, they parked it right up out of there in an Ivy League way, straight out. You can't sell anything other than that. You need to drop a floral line because you always sending white flowers to people. Maybe you drop a floral line. I don't know. I just don't see anything for you other than music. And I don't think the world is ready for you to do anything but sing, dance, and go away and be a mom and a wife. She built the whole brand off of posting on Instagram with no captions. Now all of a sudden we watching her wash her hair. When I saw her washing her hair the other day, it made me kind of sad because it's like you built yourself up to be this unicorn and now you want to be human. We're not accepting that, right? Right? He don't want to say it because he's afraid y'all gonna send pizzas to him.
I don't think he'll agree with that.
He gets attacked. This is true. Beyonce is a phenomenal singer, artist, the best ever. She is a horrible, horrible, horrible brand. One, you need to fire your publicist, Yvette Noshore. She's been with you for 59,000 years, and it's time for you to move on. You got rid of Kim Burch. She moved over to J-Lo. Then you got somebody different. You got rid of Frank Gatson. You got a different choreographer. You know, you have turned over everybody in your team but your publicist, and right now your brand is not landing because you have a publicist who I loved, but she's of a particular decade that is still very much like, she could do anything, or you could do anything because you're Beyonce. No, that is not how the world of social media works. You know that better than anybody. And I love you, Beyonce, but nobody's going to tell you. It's sort of like you in the room, and everybody had the meeting but you. I'm just telling you what was said at the meeting.
I want to understand him, and at the same time, I don't. This is what happened when people who are fans get too much attached with the celebrity aspect. First of all, she's human. Okay? She's a great singer. That's one aspect. Maybe, just maybe, she wants to do something else. She decided to put a perfume. You could go and check it out. Is this a scent that you like? Then you buy it. I really... It's almost the same thing with the Kardashian. So many people hate the Kardashian. And I'm saying, I want to know what is wrong with the Kardashian and trying to build their business. They're making money. There are certain group of people who like some of the things that they produce, the Kardashian that is. And they're making money. They're not doing anything illegal. So they doing their own thing. I still not really following the Kardashian. I just respect them for the business people that they are. Who am I? Or who is he? I mean, I understand this is his opinion. I don't know how big his platform is. I don't even know his name. And I think I've seen some of his things where I share in videos like this with you before. He could speak his opinion. And guess what? Beyonce could do her own thing. Maybe she said, oh, I would like to try doing this. You know, if she feels very passionate about it, hey, it's a free country. She could go and try it. It is up to you, me, and the rest of her fans to see if it's something that they like. I truly don't see anything wrong with whatever Beyonce is doing. I don't even freaking follow Beyonce. I don't follow Beyonce. I know of her music. I know. This is why I don't bother follow so many people. I told you guys, I was not following Heavy and Meghan before. Meghan in particular. But it's the consistent of negativity from the tabloid that made me, you see, almost every day I'm talking about her. The thing the tabloid is doing. Because it was so unfair. The problem many people have, I think, is to attach themselves too much with any of those celebrities. And then when the celebrity decided to do something and it doesn't go with them, all of a sudden they become so whatever it is that they... I mean, I think Beyonce could do whatever. She wants to sell shoes, sell shoes. She wants to sell underwear, she could sell underwear. She wants to show people. There's some fan who don't care. They don't see her mind watching. They don't mind watching her showing her washing her hair. I don't see anything wrong with that. There's always room for one person or whatever content she wants to create. The only thing I will be against, she's selling drugs, she's selling her body, and then flaunting, when she's performing, that's a different story. Okay? It could be very prerogative when she's doing her performance, but that's just an act on stage. So people need to detach themselves from the performer, the celebrity, and the human being aspect of it. So if she's like hot right now, she's the it thing, whichever way you may consider her, and she has a passion for something and she wants to capitalize on it, by all means. But your money is your money. Are you gonna? He just said he spent $40-something thousand to go watch to go to her performance or something. You could rewind the video when he said that. I don't have that type of money to go watch her show. I'll not spend $40,000 to go watch her show just one night. I don't have that money. Even if I did, I don't think I will do that. There will have to be something else, not just her. If it happened to be, oh, she's in that city, okay, there's that thing I could be doing, or there's a business venture I want to do. Maybe I'll spend that money while I go watch her show. But I'm not going to spend $40,000 just to go see her show. No. So it's on the people. This is what happened with democracy. As long you're not interfering in somebody else's life, you feel free to do whatever you want, and it's your money to go spend it whichever way you want. So in that aspect, I disagree with him, but that's his opinion. And he did say that's his opinion. What else is being said here? Why should Beyonce take advice from Ozempic spokesman Jason Lee? Okay, wasn't he chasing her? Let's see here. Bro never recovered from this Beyonce duck. Oh, was he chasing? Let me see. Okay, I don't know. YouTube probably gonna do something to this video anyway. Let's see it. The whiskey secret thriving though. While she's not the face of this brand, is she not allowed to venture off and start legacy brand for her children? She wanted to become a master at music before getting into businesses, which she did. A main topic NGQ is being boxed in, okay, and y'all steady doing her like that, as if she just needs to sit down and sing. But guy, is she doing what's not expected and succeed real bad? These brands are so on brand for her. Okay, just say you hate her, them clearly bringing up Riz name and product. Let me know everything I need to know. Bey isn't just for your entertainment, Goofy. Her kids and their kids will need her and what she built in other ways. Okay, boom. People are just like saying bitch, and she's like, I have a legacy and bills to pay. That's right. Okay, she's 43. She can sing and dance for money forever. Hello. Alright, so that's that. Okay, exactly. Rihanna's name was brought up for what? I'll always prefer Bey's music over Beyonce. I just hate when those two are being compared. Jason just be wanting something to talk about, and then you just got people who don't know but will listen to anything that sounds good. Beyonce is for whoever Beyonce is for, and whatever she does, I'm sure she budget and uses it to her expense, not nobody else. Shaking my head. Alright, so I guess some of these people see my point. I don't see anything wrong with her. She's not taking my money to, invest in whatever it is that she, whatever. Alright, so let's leave that alone. Okay, I disagree with him, but he did say that's his opinion. I'm not gonna bash him for his opinion. I'm just saying I disagree with him. Okay, Beyonce could do whatever. Alright, so next tweet, and this is my last one. I think Oprah might conduct a mini interview with Kamala at this point. I don't know. Register here. Alright, so it's 30 seconds. Let's listen to that. And then this is my last tweet, okay?
So exciting. Bringing all the diverse groups across the country together. Win with Black women, white women answer the call, the cat ladies, the comics for Kamala, the chefs for Kamala, everybody coming together for what I think is going to be one of the biggest voting rallies ever held. So look at the link below for how to join us and unite for America with a very special guest, Kamala Harris.
Alright, two things came to mind. The birds sound in the background. Second, when I started looking into Harry and Meghan, issues with the tabloid, one of the things that I came across, I believe it was, what's his name? I haven't shown him in my video in a while. The one that says Sussex Squad. Him. What's his name? Wooten. There was a tweet I came across of his talking about Oprah. And I was like, what's wrong with Oprah? What? I was starting to learn the tactic of these people. I'm like, Oprah is a self-made millionaire. What these people are talking about? So, yeah, that's what came to mind as I was listening to Oprah. Okay, so who knows? They're probably gonna have something with Kamala. Let's see here. I wonder if the press will consider that real interview. I don't know. Okay, I don't care, LOL. But I think it would be cool to see in the format. Side note, her background birds, I know, chirping just sound like where wealth resides, LOL. Well, that's keeping the air quality good. That has to do with all the things we try. Those young people, the Gen Z, are trying. Air quality, water, climate change, global warming, all this stuff they care about. This is what causes, clean air, these kind of things. Okay, an Oprah interview, even a mini, would be amazing. It's exactly the kind of thing people who are in politics junkies respond to. They don't care whether Harris talks to Ezra Klein. They will turn in for Oprah. Yeah, I remember when Oprah had her show, there was this guy, as Oprah was, leaning to closing off her show. People already knew the show was not gonna come back. But on her last season, every of the shows that she has, there was a different theme. And one of the person, did the person come to the show, or I don't remember if she went to him, where this guy, every time, I think 3 or 4 o'clock, he sit down to make sure, a white guy by the way, to sit down to watch Oprah's show. So these are the type of people. I don't know, hopefully he's still alive, because he was an old man at that time. This type of people Oprah attract. There's always room there's so many branches in democracy where if they didn't know about this, if they only watch Oprah, maybe she'll get somebody's attention to vote for Kamala, and that will probably make a difference. Right, let's see. It's exactly the kind of thing people who are in politics junkies respond to. They don't care whether Harris talks to Ezra Klein. They will turn in for Oprah. This is exciting. Now that's who. I see her giving a primetime interview too. Yeah, maybe because Kamala is not talking to mainstream media. Because what mainstream media is not getting from Kamala Harris is soundbite. Okay, to turn her campaign into a negative kind of thing. She doesn't speak with them. Instead, Kamala goes straight to the people. That's a playbook Kamala took from Harry and Meghan. Okay, they don't deal with mainstream media. And we could see a lot of people tune off from mainstream media because mainstream media decided to copy the model of the UK. And this is what Harry and Meghan tune off from. Instead, they create their own content and they share it with you directly to their website. So instead, Kamala goes straight to the people. The only interview that Kamala Harris did with her vice president, Tim, is with CNN. Even in that interview, there's a lot of time wasted asking stupid questions from the tabloid. So there's no reason to sit with them until mainstream media revitalize itself and go back to principle of journalism. Maybe they will get people. So what had happened when mainstream media become like the UK type of system. What we get is young people who decided to create their own platform. You have Midas Touch. They're not young, you know, they've been in the business. Law. They create their own platform to tell people the truth. And my channel, Pt2, which was my first channel, was going to talk about politics in a different way. But I switched slightly, and this is why sometimes I still bring in politics into my platform, because that's what I wanted to do from the beginning. Harry and Meghan are just extra. But since YouTube have decided to, I guess, punish me for talking the way that I do, and I don't think I'm doing anything wrong, I'm just sharing my opinion, I decided to keep Pt2 mainly for Harry and Meghan type of content, and this channel here, APTS Sussex, which had created as a backup of Pt2 because I was concerned YouTube was gonna shut it down, because there was some stuff I could not explain that I was seeing, and they did eventually demonetize it. And by the time they demonetized it, I was over here already building up my subscribers. I was telling people from Pt2 I have this as a backup, and by the time they demonetized Pt2 I had this one to at least make a penny. And then now Pt2 is monetized, but I'm being very careful with it, and still talking the same type of content that I want to share with you, which in this video, I hope I don't make it into two, I had shared with you that YouTube is, you know, trying to direct me when I go in the back end. I'm done with the other tweet, okay? YouTube is trying to give me inspiration. These are the type of content I should be talking about. These are the content that's making thousands of views. But when I look at it, that's not me. I'm not about that. Okay, GB News and other the platform. Okay, so I'm not about that. So that's it. Yeah, so Kamala Harris took a playbook from Harry and Meghan and decided, nah, I'm not gonna talk to mainstream media. If I need to speak with them, I go straight to the people. This is why they do a lot of rallies, and people are donating to them to go speak to the people, because they see the shift that needs to be taken for this country, because the way Trump wants to take it is the dumpster. I never have anything positive, good, optimism to say about the US. Everything is negative, pinning people against one another. You see, at the beginning, yeah, I might make it into two part, because at the beginning I was talking about this video where he was trashing Haitians. All right, people are speaking out, saying, no, we're not like that. That's not what's happening in my hometown. In video one, I have that. I'm not gonna play it again. All right, so that's it. So please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Please share and like the videos so we could, I don't know, I guess my revenue could increase, because YouTube is not really, in my humble opinion, not letting the videos work naturally, organically. But anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching.
Vanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better